Hello, and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today with stage 11 of the Hachette Partworks release of Build the U96 U-boat. Okay, so as I say, back with stage 11. So today what we're doing is building the other two torpedo tubes for the front of the U-boat, continuing with the front of the hull. So yeah, another fiddly one, another lot of details. So sit back, relax, because this one might take a little while. But just to confirm, let's have a look at what's in the pack today. Okay, so this all looks quite familiar, doesn't it? We have piping, we have tubing, we have details, we have more details. You can see I've actually painted that one already because it adds a little bit more intrigue. In fact, I'll show you just a couple of little bits. I've detailed that, I've painted the ends of the torpedoes red and added a bit of silver detailing to these bits there, and I've painted that handle silver as well. It just adds a little bit more character to it rather than it all being the same colour. Again, these are bits we didn't get before. The hatches to close torpedo tubes over, we'll be fitting them. We of course need these pieces from stage 9. Again, the ends of the torpedo tubes and the two torpedo tubes themselves. 11.1 and 11.2 these are called. Now the easiest way to tell them apart is that 11.2 is the one with the space for the handle. So this is 11.2, this is 11.1. So I'll move these sprues to the side. You will of course need sprue cutters and you will need glue. So I've got my sprue cutters here, and the glue I use, as I've mentioned before, is called Glue It. You get it in the Range hardware stores in the UK, and I think today we're going to need quite a bit. Now again, I'm going to have to go to the Range to get more because this is my last tube. They don't have the ones I usually use, which are vacuum sealed. And as mentioned before, I use my glue applicator, which is just a hand drill with a straightened paper clip in the end. And I use that to more precisely, put my glue on the parts I want. The first thing we need is this sprue here, and we're needing these pieces here, and they're going round both sets of torpedo tubes. So if we get them off, do them one at a time. Again, so this one here is 11.1. Again, these details are going round this ridge there. As you can see, there are little indents there for the piece to run along, but there are also little tabs to line it up, so you know you've got it lined up correctly, because there are slots cut out of the actual part itself. So again, you can't really mess it up. And when you're putting it in, the rivets, as you can see in the detail there, they point backwards towards this end here. So again, line up the indent with the tab, push them down, and it should sit in there quite nicely. Now what I'm going to do is, just because there are tiny little bits of sprue left on, just file that down, just like that. And then the same with the other side. It should be a lot easier because it'll all meet up in the middle, just like that. And then we're doing the same with the second tube. Fitting these bits on. Again, you don't need a great deal of glue because the parts fit pretty well. Just enough to to make sure the parts aren't going to fall out. And again, the riveted detail faces towards this side here. Make sure it all fits in nicely, and you'll end up with an unbroken ring. Again, just a little sand to get rid of any burrs on the side. I think these sprue cutters are needing replaced, really. Perfect. And that's that done. So the next thing we're needing is the two black pieces off the end here. Now they're both the same, so it doesn't matter which one you're using. And they go onto the tube. Just check which way they go on, because I did it wrong last time. Yep, they go on like that, so you can see just there. So again, the easiest way to do it is to put glue on the indents inside here. And I just need to make sure I'm putting them on the right way, because there is, they do have to, no, it doesn't look like, oh yeah, they do. They go on a certain way. There is a little indent in the top, and that's basically where the hatch is going to go. So it has to face on 11.2, which is this one. So that indent has to sit there. So the indent's there, and you've got that big slot there. Okay, so that's the way it goes on 11.2, and on 11.1, yeah, that's the top of 11.1 there. So again, put a little bit of glue on the two tabs, and it has to go again with that indent facing that side, just like that. And that's how the two ends pieces fit on. Just to make sure I didn't have quite enough glue on that, so 2 seconds. Just fit a little bit more. Because these are bits you want to stick, and you want to stay stuck, preferably. So again, this is bits you're not going to have a great deal of opportunity to provide any sort of service on later on. There we go, that's that all stuck into place. Okay, so the next pieces we need are these two pieces here. I can move those sprues over a little bit. So these two pieces. And we need these two pieces. And again, I have picked out the little details on the end of them in silver, and in all fairness, I kind of wish I'd used a darker silver. They don't really stand out all that well, but it is what it is. And again, I'll use my tweezers to pick these up so you can see what I'm talking about. If you look, you can see there's a longer indent there and a shorter indent on the other side. Now the longer one should line up with the hole there, and the shorter one should line up with the tab there, because that tab will fix them both together, whereas you need the hole on the other side, because when we fit this to the torpedo tube, that's where it attaches. that. So you can see that makes a tab hole in the end there. Put that one to one side and doing the same with the other one. Just dab a little glue around the side there. Again, make sure it's all lined up perfectly, otherwise you're going to have a problem in just a few minutes. But that's what they both look like. And then, as before, what we're doing is fitting these pieces onto those tabs. And it doesn't matter which one, because they're both the exact same. All you need to do is make sure that the rod piece is facing down, but it has to, otherwise the part won't fit. So it goes on just like that, and the same on the other side. Again, always a degree of symmetry. Particularly I've noticed when it comes to ship builds. What you do on one side you tend to do on the other a few moments later. And again, that looks just like that. The next thing, I can move these to one side along with this. We need these two parts off of here. These are the ejector cartridges, according to the instructions. Again, I can throw that screw away because it is now empty. But I'm going to need to just file the ends down a wee bit. Just because, again, these sprue cutters are on their way out. Again, file them down. The next thing we need is this piece here. Again, careful not to cut that tab off. Again. There we go. And we don't need the other bit just yet, but that's the bit that I missed last time. When we were putting this together, I missed when that went in. Two seconds. Okay. Just checking the instructions, sorry. So again, we take this piece like this, and then this piece fits into it. Now it will only fit one way, and that, as you can see, one peg is slightly closer than the other, so the peg that's closer has to go into that hole just there, because as I say, it won't go in the other way. The bits won't fit. Again, my slight confession is, yes, we might be up to stage 11, but I am sitting with up to stage 20 next to me. It's been that long since I really have done much with the U-boat. There we go, this piece here, that's the next bit we need. And again, file the ends off. And run a little bit of glue just along the two troughs on the side. That'll hold that in perfectly if it wants to come up off the cutting mat. go, that goes on just like that. Then we bring over the two torpedo tubes, getting some tools out of the way for now, and they sit like this. And with this bit facing towards what's going to be the end of the torpedo tubes, these 4 pegs are going to go into the 4 holes in here. Just get them glued up. Now we know they fit because we've already done the other side. So that goes in there, that goes in there, like that, and then the same on the other side. Now it should all line up nicely. We need to make sure those tubes are pointing straight, because if they don't, it's going to look silly and it's not going to fit right. Cool. So the next thing we need are these 2 pipes off of this sprue. Okay. So the longer of the 2 pipes is going, just try to see which way round it goes. The shorter curved piece goes into the end here, like that, and then it lies in that trough there. So I'll glue that up now. Go. So as I say, there's a longer pipe and a shorter pipe. It's the shorter one goes in there, and then the longer one goes in that side, just like that. And then the other one, the more curved side, looking like that, is the one that goes in the top. The other side goes down into this hole here. Nope, I think that's wrong. Yes, it is. So the more curved side is the one that goes down the way. Sorry. It goes into the detail there. And then the other end. No, I was right first time. Just doesn't fit all that well, this piece. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Ah, there we go. That's it in. Now, just like that. And the next thing we're doing is taking this piece here and again lining those indents up the pipes. We're going to glue that in just here. Okay. Now next we need these 2 pieces on here. They look kind of like bridges. Now be careful because one of them has a box-shaped extrusion. and the one with the box shaped part goes on here, and the box shaped part points this way. See, looking just like that. It's actually a fixing point for the next detail that we're going to put in. Okay, so this one goes in there, and this one, again, it doesn't matter which way around it goes in there, just like that. And the next detail we need is this eye pipe, which sits there. Okay. And again, what we're doing is applying a little bit of glue into the hole, and it fits onto that box on the end of that strap, just like that. Perfect. Now just bear with me and I'll see what parts we need next. Okay, so we need this piece here. Now I don't know if I just missed it in the instructions last time or if it wasn't there. We'll just assume I missed it. But it is going, if we flip these over, it's going into these two dots here, and the box point goes that way. This end here, the square end, points towards the end of the torpedo tubes. Again, just dot some glue in there. I said last time, you know, it would have made it easier if I'd put it in at the point in the instructions it tells you to, but it actually doesn't make it any easier because it's still a very tight fit. But there we go, it goes in there. The next piece I need is the handle, which, as I say, I have painted silver, and it goes into these two holes here and here. You can see there. It goes in just like that. The next piece I need is the bit that looks like a chess piece. Looks like a bishop, specifically, with a cross on the top. And it goes into that little indent there, just in between the two tubes. Again, might have been easier to put this in before gluing the tubes together, but you know, I suppose it would have made it fiddly to kind of post through the middle. Not as fiddly as it is to try and get it in now. It doesn't want to go in. No, it definitely doesn't want to go in, and that is 100% the way it goes. Let's see, I'm going to file it down a little bit. Well, this one fitted okay in the other one. I don't know what's up with this one, but it just does not want to fit in its hole. I'd rather not have to cut the tab off because it makes it a bit of a pest to try and line everything up. Again, definitely putting it in the right hole. Strange. Don't know if it's just this hole's not moulded as well as the one on the other side did. it's not playing. I'm just going to have to cut the tab off, dab the bottom in glue, and set it where the hole is, and hope it will sit nice and straight for me. There we go. And then I'll just have to straighten it up so the tab faces the right way, because one of the other pipes, I'm sure, goes into there. Okay. And the only other piece we're fitting at the moment is this piece, as I say, that I've painted red. I'll probably have to put a little bit of touch-up paint on either side. And that little tab on the back goes into that hole just there. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. Now next we need these pieces here. So we're looking for number 1. These long bits of piping, and that tab there goes into that slot right at the end, just here. And there's also a little pinhole, a little pin on it, but it doesn't go into any holes. It just kind of sits like that. Just checking I've put it in the right place. Yes, I have. Perfect. And then next we need number 3, which is this one here. The big long one. Sorry, the shorter one with the 3 pipes in it. And that tab there goes into this slot under where we just mounted number 1. So you need to lift number 1 slightly to get number 3 to go in. But you will have to lift number 1 to get number 3 to go in, which is really silly. Hold on. That's not going to work. Because once number 3's in, and it goes along like that, when you try and fit number 1 into that hole, number 1 isn't going to sit properly, just because of the way everything lines up. Very strange. But okay. I'll believe you, Mr. Instructions, but what I'm going to do is put a little dot of glue on the bottom of that tab and then push it down so that it at least holds the pipe in place, because I don't like the way that's sitting at all. Okay. So now number 1 and number 3 are into place. Number 4, which is this one here, that little tab there on the bottom there will go into that slot just there. and that little pin at the end of pipe 4 goes into that hole just there. Okay, it's the first one that's probably been secured properly, in my opinion. And then pipe number 5 comes off here and here, and the square peg on the bottom of that goes into that hole just there. Awful lot of overlapping pipes. Now again, we did that kind of thing on the Millennium Falcon, but they fit better. Not being mean, just true. The Millennium Falcon ones were a lot easier to fit because they'd taken into account that you were fitting things underneath each other. Whereas with this, they don't seem to have. But there we go. Pipe 5 sits underneath pipe 1, like that. Okie dokie. Then the last one is pipe number 2. And it goes into that hole there. And the bit on the end goes into that hole there. Okay. Okay. So it goes in just like that. And I am faced with the inevitable reality that the reason nothing else was lining up is because I'd put pipe 1 on wrong. Okay, it's that tab there that goes into the hole, so it hugs round the pipe, which makes sense. Oh dear. It does make sense why nothing was sitting correctly. I stared and stared at the picture as well, wondering why nothing was lining up, but that's why. Now it lines up. And that's what they look like. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. So, we need the other set of hatches over. The ones with the torpedoes in them. And we're now going to be fitting these pieces. I seem to be missing a couple of details which haven't been fitted yet. So let me have a look and I can see if I can see where I've missed them from. Two seconds. I cannot see where these two bits go. I do apologise for the delay here. Oh, I see them. I see where they go. They didn't tell me to put them in. They definitely didn't say to put them in this time, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them in now because of the angle they're at. But it's these two sort of steam whistle parts. Okay. Fortunately that one landed in my trousers rather than on the floor. But these go in to these two pinholes just here. Now I don't know why, because I've just gone look through the instructions there. At no point does it tell you to put these in. So I didn't miss it, it's just not there. So I'm now having to guide these underneath other pipes to get them in. Which is a bit of a pest, to be honest with you. Right, I'll see if I can get these in, and I'll come back to you 2 seconds. Okay, so that's them on, finally. You can see, so I'm not just playing a Jedi mind trick, they're on in the other one as well. Right, okay. Jeez. That was completely my fault. Completely. So, now what we're doing is we're going to be fitting the lids to the torpedo tubes. So we need 1 and 3 first. And 1 and 3 are going to be fitted to, if I turn this around I'll tell you which one, the one we did first. So this one here, 1 and 3 are going on. And the easy way to tell is that detail there on the door should be facing these pipes. So that'll go on just like that. I think. Won't fit very well though. Nah, they don't fit very well. There should be a tab on the inside. So it's the inside bit we're lining up. Ah yeah, okay, that fits better now. The same, number 3, line that tab up with the indent on the inside of the tube. It should all pop in, because there should be an indent at each side, and you're just lining up the 2 indents. That one here, and that one here. On both of these. And those 2 go in just like that. And then, again, we're getting off 2 and 4. And you're just basically a mirror image of what we've just done. They're fitting into these 2 pipes, again, with the handles facing towards these details here. Again, there are indents on the inside for you to line the lids up with. There we go. That one clipped in quite nicely. So that one does the same. Kind of, maybe. Ooh. There we go. And that's them in, also. Perfect. And that is us done. We have our 2 completed torpedo tubes. Looking just like that. I they look great. And again, with final empty sprue, that's us done for stage 11. So, that's us done for stage 11. And as I say, we are left with the 2 completed torpedo tubes. looking just like that. I think they look great. Absolutely awesome. What are we doing in stage 12? The other 2 torpedoes and another piece of the hull. So basically a mirror of stage 10. So yeah, any feedback, any comments, any criticisms, drop them below. Do please leave me a like and do subscribe to the channel to see the rest of this, the Titanic and the Lancaster, and anything else that may come along. But yeah, thank you very much, and as always guys, peace out everyone.